Stump Station episode 1, finally doing a podcast, so excited, and I wanted to start big. So I brought in the #1 fitness and wellness podcast from the Saudi Fitness Talk Show, Adam and Todd. Also with RWC, we're going to be speaking business, podcasts, their influencer lifestyle now as they do podcasts, which can we call it that?
Oh, you can. Absolutely, you can, yeah.
So excited, guys, on this podcast as well. It's going to be so fun to get to know you guys. Well, on the podcast, what you guys do, how it's grown, take some advice and take it on for me. And RWC, being a business team, I was going to say businessman, but it's a team, you know. And how that goes, and anyone that has advice for the guys out there, definitely take it on because these guys are smashing it and I'm excited. What I want to start with is a bit of controversy, actually.
Please. Fantastic. So distracted by this little fluffy thing on the end, but it's fine. I'll get over it. It's okay.
As long as if you don't do anything, it shouldn't be. It's on camera. That's good. So we are talking about controversy. Did you see our collaboration post with RWC and a few hate comments? Yeah.
I did, yeah. Yeah, you were going at it, weren't you? Back and forth.
They were having a go at like my partner's sister, so I'm like backing them up. Like if it was anyone else, I would have said. If it was me, I don't care, right? Like. But he's digging at her, and I'm like, what the fuck you doing, bro?
You say, yeah. No, there's always those like Arabic comments, isn't there? That just, But yeah, I think, you know.
And do you know how I know it did well, but not well at the same time? It went well because it got good views.
Yeah.
Didn't go well because it got a lot more shares than likes.
Oh, really? That means people are talking about it in the comments.
It got over 1,000 shares, guys.
Yeah.
And like, 1,000 shares, and like less than 200 likes. Today, guys, we are going to talk about business in your podcast. First of all, podcast is smashing it. You know, #1 in the fitness and wellness in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
And 75 episodes deep.
Yeah.
Like, when did I come on? The first time I came on, what episode was that?
Canvas. You are below the top 10 for single digits.
Well, you're #1 for me, so I wanted to, you know, make sure it's good. And I think it's awesome. Like, how have you guys kept it going for myself? This is for myself, by the way, and for anyone else that wants to start a podcast.
Yeah.
How do you keep it going, and whether you'll be on your own or getting guests in?
I mean, on our own, it is easy. Yeah, we actually find it easiest. It's very easy on our own.
Yeah.
Because we just talk nonsense. Yes, we could easily talk. We talk for like something. We did one. I think it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Just me and you, just on our own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was our longest episode, I think.
You are the kings of talking crap.
100%.
Well, good information at the same time is in there. I will admit.
Try to mix it. It's like 10% good information. No, actually, because we usually pick up like news, Tom shares, to go through things, and that often spans out into, giving our experiences or opinions on them.
It is true. You normally pick good topics, but it does become a little bit of lad banter. So for guys out there that are into fitness, and I think definitely check it out. Anyone that is watching me and Anderson there, definitely check it out, because that's what I like about it. If you're a guy that's into fitness, you'll definitely like the banter there. I think that's good. And then the guests really shape it a bit more, which is good.
Yeah, the guests, definitely. We had some great guests, like really, I think good guests. It's getting better. We've got, in the next 2 months. Yeah, be good. Yeah.
What good guests you got coming in the next 2 months?
Secrets. Well, but tomorrow we're recording. We got Coach Hani. He's a Lebanese guy. He was strong. He's a strong coach. He works at Mike Tyson's gym.
Oh, nice.
He's coming on, and but I met him nearly 15 years ago.
Really?
In the UK.
Wow, that's crazy.
We did the same course together. It was Athlete Performance, then now Exos. Those about sports. So we brought them over to the UK for the first time outside of the US because they do all the NFL combine. They take all the top guys out of university who were looking to go in to NFL, NBA, NHL, all those top leagues. And they train. They put them in an 8-week camp for 8 weeks and just blitz them and get them the best contracts and get the place to do.
Well, definitely look out for that episode, guys, and go to their podcast test and you get.
LT was good. Yeah, Latala. Yeah, he's the Olympian. Yeah, 2-time Olympian. Olympic medalist.
That's so cool.
I was like, amazing story. Yeah. It's a story because, first time he went to the Olympics when he was 19 and he got a bronze. Second time he goes, he gets silver, and then he's ready to go for the next one for the gold. So you have to listen to the rest of the episode to find out.
It's also true. That's also true. I haven't actually listened to that one yet. I saw the clip.
It's a really good shit. And we just talk about his Olympic journey, basically, yeah.
How did you get him on? That's pretty cool.
So we met him at, he was up at, we came to one of our events, and he came on to all our events, and we just started talking to him. Yeah.
Was he as fast as me?
Well, I think he's bigger and stronger than you.
Oh, yeah. Was not a question.
Bit faster? I don't know. You're pretty quick.
Oh, by the way, just to be clear, I beat all the girls.
I mean, actually, it was just you and another girl racing.
Yeah, true.
Wasn't it?
I did look rapid, but I will admit, I'm actually not that fast.
That's what. Did you hear me shout?
No.
It's like, it was. I hate something like Stumpy, watch your hamstrings.
We were looking at you thinking he's going to put, how's it, you're going to put hamstrings.
That's it. Stumpy, don't pull a hand through. That was it. And that was actually when I slowed down and towards he.
You actually thought maybe I should have been, mate, why am I sprinting? Yeah.
But honestly, those events are so good. I think a lot of people don't know this about you guys. You came here, coached in the most luxurious gym in Saudi Arabia, and then transitioned into doing your own thing, starting a business. And there's many coaches in Saudi that want to do that want to start a business, be freelancer. What have you guys found to be like the hardest thing about starting RWC or starting a business and taking that transition?
Whoa, what a question. Yeah, good question. There's a lot. Oh, yeah, I mean, look, it's in a different language, start off for us. But we just always knew, I always knew, that we wanted to do our own thing at some point and start a business. And before I came to Saudi, I had my own business as well. So I was like, being here for the last 6 years was just like, well, seems like a great time to do that. And as soon as we heard, when the government came out saying you can start your own, there's a foreign investment option, and they're encouraging that sort of thing. Now we're like, let's do it straight away. Let's find a way to do it, and let's find a way, and let's execute it. And that's what we're quite well known for is executing, both in the boot camp arena as well as just in business. Getting stuff done took a while. It took about 6 months. Going back and forth.
Oh, really?
Getting paperwork and everything else. It's not simple.
Because for a Saudi style business, it's quick.
Of course, yes. No, but then you got to get paperwork, and you got to get original copies and stamps and all the legal side of things and attestations and all these other things. It just takes a long time.
Yeah.
By October last year, 2024, and then we just started rolling from there. Getting things going with RWC.
So for anyone, I'll say to yourself, Todd, like anyone that wants to go from a gym to this, what's like the biggest difference?
Because I think when you're working for a company, you take a lot of things for granted. You get your holiday pay, you get your Ikama, all those things you call, your transport allowance, your housing allowance,
This is in Saudi, by the way, people. So no.
We're talking about Saudi. We're in Saudi.
Yeah, true.
And then you exit that, you go, you're in a proper startup now, you're working, doing different things. There's no holiday pay. If you're a freelancer, there's no holiday pay. You work the hours you get. Obviously, we're moving into the business now. It's not freelancing, but, you're doing many, many, many different jobs. So if you're a trainer and you think, I'm going to start a personal training business, you're not just going to be doing personal training anymore.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing 100 other things. You got to make content. You have to do marketing, you have to do sales, you have to do graphic design, probably, like things you've never even realized, like email marketing, learning about that, like what the hell, I have no idea what I'm doing, but you're trying to figure it out as you go.
And I think that's a big thing is what I've transitioned as well, doing that. It's some of the things I already did, creating content, never knew sales, so I had to learn that. And just, I was pretty good at graphic design a little bit, do you know what I mean? Just from creating stuff. But then going from selling yourself, that's not a good way of saying it, but selling yourself, promoting yourself, trying to bring a team in, like it's so much harder than what people think. And for me, I don't know about you guys, my mind, even when we're here now, is always thinking about the next thing or whatever. Like it's always there. Like after this podcast or after this recording, I know what I've got to do next, and I find that quite tough, but it's good.
But that's what you have to accept if you want to be an entrepreneur and have your own business. Yes. Like you can't switch off. And you have to accept that. There's no such things as like weekends and things like this.
7 days a week, yeah.
Yeah, like it just, a day is a day. You got to keep working. And that's, if you go into any, whether it's business, but also if you want to start a family, you want to become a father and all this, it becomes, you got to work.
Yeah.
All day, every day is work. Whether you're working on your business, you're working on your relationships with your family, your kids, or you're working with, your partner or whatever it is, you got to work.
Yeah.
And most people just don't want to work.
Yeah.
And which is fine, but I would say definitely just stay in the job.
Yeah.
So you have your strict hours. I'm doing this till then. I have a job description.
Things like that.
But you know, there's always trade-offs with everything, you know, whether it's how much risk you're taking on board, also then pay, you know, generally the more risk you take on, the more you can get paid, and all these other things, and the more people you bring on, and the more you can give, and the more you can create.
Yeah.
You know, the more you create, whether it's opportunities for other people, you create jobs. That's what, you know, entrepreneurs do. You create jobs for other people because you have to hire people and everything else. But some people just aren't, maybe it's not the right time for that person, or they're just it's never going to be the right time. And sometimes, you know, keep the job sometimes until you really think you're ready to jump.
That's true.
Not easy.
Yeah, no, it's not. And I agree. And I think as well, a lot of people don't realize that want, quote, a business, they actually just want a freelance job. You know what I mean? They want the freedom to work when they want to work. They don't actually want a business. There's a massive difference. And I think a lot of coaches that are probably listening now may want a business in Saudi. Do you really want a business? Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to have a team? Do you want to organize 24/7? Or do you want to freelance and organize your own schedule? Because they're very different.
Yeah. It's something I've realized, like, you always hear, like, yeah, you know, if you have your own business, you work when you want. It's like, it's not like that at all. It's like you work more, but I feel like you're more motivated to work because impact is bigger, and you know it's coming back to direct. So it's direct. Yeah, whereas when you do something for your company, it's like, I don't know where that document went or whatever I did, you know.
And it feels like there's actually more reward, right? So every little thing you do, you see the step to the next thing. Whereas in a company, like, why would you want to do an extra hour of work when there's not really much benefit? Whereas with a business or whatever you're growing, it's like every little thing is the next step to the next, could be the next biggest thing, you know?
Like, this has to get done before we do the next day. So everyone's got their responsibility.
Yes. There's generally short term and then long term incentives. Yeah, you know what I mean. You get that short term incentive of, okay, I get paid for that session, great. And then when you build business, there's things like equity, there's things like, you know, all these other things. But as you can create all these other things you want to do, so you can get both short term and long term, you know, for people who come into business.
Like, I'll start with you, Todd. Like, with the boot camps right now with RWC, what is the vision? What is the next step? You guys are growing, and the last one was massive. So what's the next thing?
So, bigger. More is better than more. Because you've heard of the saying, less is more. We don't agree with that. More is more. And we want to bring this to more people. So, look, we had 100 people at the last one. 100 is great.
Yeah.
But 200 is even better.
Yeah, true.
And you keep growing, you get this to more people. We think it's a great product, and we keep building the product. So more vendors, more sponsors, more activities. It's not just a workout and community, it's other stuff as well. And keep building it from there.
I agree. And like Adam, like with the community aspect, I think that's a huge thing in Saudi to grow. We don't have a lot of it here. But what
Expats.
Yeah, as expats, or even anyway, right? But what's the difference between your guys' community and like a CrossFit community or a gym community? What's going to be the difference?
So, I mean, one of our kind of values is really, we're not a competition. And that's what, you know, we don't want to be a race that, even as you major in against, but
I can't help it. Like,
you're thin against that stuff. We just want to be able to impact. We want to focus on the 80%, not the top 20%. So, you know, whether it's, you have this throughout, whether it's even memberships and members in gyms or, you know, business, all these type of things is where you have your top 20% of people, your clients even, you have your top 20%, your middle 60%.
Do I hold this now? I've got no blood in my...
so I'll just get you guys to switch. It's okay.
Middle 60%, and then your bottom 20%. And I used to have it with my clients, like, yeah, but my top, they say you got 10 clients. You got 1 or 2 clients. Guys are really keen, they really want to push, they're coordinated as well, they've got some background of strength. You got your middle 60, people who are average, they're okay. You can push them a little bit, not too much. And then your bottom 20%, people are just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Not coordinated, all this other stuff. So for us, we want to focus on the 80%, because your top 20% right now, they go into like CrossFit events, they're going maybe doing high roxes, they're going for maybe these obstacle course races, all this stuff. But a lot of that can be very intimidating. And going to these big events and like having to race and compete, and you know, people have enough stress and anxiety as it is. And we want to be able to, you know, minimize that as much more, make the barrier to entry as low as possible. People come in and just come and have a workout. No one's judging you, but not picking people out and isolating people and saying, why are you not doing this and all that.
Well, you two aren't.
No. As one guy is, well, so this, you know, again, even for the last event, you know, there's a couple of ladies.
Yeah.
One had never trained in her life, or a couple of hadn't trained in their life, and they wanted to come to this. I mean, imagine it's the first that you want to come to like 100 people. Oh, yeah, you got to exercise. But maybe it's because it's so big, you get lost in the crowd.
Okay. There was this one woman as well that was in my group. Like, she was struggling with lunges.
Yeah.
So I went back and just did it with her. And like, you know, it's more like for someone like me is like that loves to compete. And like, if I'm honest, it's not a hard workout.
Yeah.
Because when you train 3 hours a day, it's not, right?
Yeah.
But for someone that has never moved or doesn't do much, it's hard. It's a hard workout to do. Like, it's 60 minutes of quite high intensity, constantly full body. For someone that works out even 3 times a week, it's quite tough, right?
Yeah.
So when you get this woman coming in, I'm like, all right, let's get her through this. You know, it's fine. She's having a break on the bear crawls, and I was like, go faster. Trust me, it's better. She did about 20 steps, and then she was like, it's not hard. I went, yeah, but it's done quicker. So maybe that's hard to, but it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, that's it. It's to bring down the barrier of entry. It's to be, and just let people come and people train. I mean, look, it's the vision of the country. They want to get more people being active, make it less intimidating. Because people look at us generally and, oh, you know, you're scary and big and all this sort of stuff. So we try and
Big.
Well, no, I used to do that.
Hey, was this the 3 of us? Because you know me, I'm a tall guy.
Well, comparatively to more people, but you know, so I think people, they look at us and they have a certain, you know, stereotype. They're like, oh, and so we try and break it down. Obviously, you know,
Videos.
yeah,
It breaks it down, yeah.
yeah, the videos, we do more comedic, we do the advertising, the build up, try and break it down, a bit of humor. Don't take us far. And we don't take ourselves that seriously anyway, most of the time. So
Hopefully you like the first video I did. I just wanted to show the place, and I literally just cut. Still haven't even posted all the interviews yet, but because I wanted to spread it out, and but it was good to show the different styles of people.
It worked perfectly for the next build up for the next event. So it started today.
Oh, okay.
Started.
Do you want? I actually still have them on my phone without the text. If you want them, I can send them as.
Maybe. Yeah, we have. But like Adam was saying, like, you know what you said there. You're helping people out. You're keeping it inclusive. That's the whole point. And if you want to work hard, you can.
Yeah.
You can. If you want to throw some tennis balls around for the warm up and then go and sit down and have a juice, you can do that as well. It's fine, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's really good. Like for me, I wasn't expecting it to be also a fitness in network event, like, which it also is. Like, I wasn't expecting to see other people that make content, other people that are just there to just meet other people. I was like, do you know what? You guys have invited me a couple of times. I actually have time now to go. Let's go. And I was like, look, I'll do a few videos. It'll be fun. And then I was like, oh, actually, this is pretty good if you want to go and meet different styles of people that, even if you want to do social media, right? It's great to network there for that. It's great to meet new people and, you know, just have fun. It's really good.
yeah, because I mean, it's a private event, and we try to make it people feel, you know, comfortable. You know, so you come and you know, like, you know, it was over 50%, 60% females attending, and, you know, which is a huge thing. I mean, fitness was only really started here for females back in 2016. So it's still a very new thing for that, and a mixture of Saudis and expats.
So good, yeah.
Which again, you know, it's not like we really planned for that. It's just we put it out there, and they get it, you know, a great buy-in from Saudis and expats. And there's not that many occasions in a kind of non-professional environment where there's that many people really mixing together of Saudis and expats. You know, because expats will go back to their compounds. You know, Saudis will go back to their homes, and then maybe they're mixing in the workplace, but not outside. You know, and it's where then everyone's mixing together.
That's true. Like my client that was there in my talk, he came to one of your events before. He loved it. Like he even said, like, the workout's not. Because we do like really, I kill him. I literally kill him. It's our
Fridays, but
yeah, but like he loves the workouts. It's good, and he doesn't even push. Like he does it just to enjoy, sweat a bit, and enjoy it. And he said, like, it's just good to be with people and train and work out with people. And even though he's more of an intrinsic person that's like on his own a bit, but he still enjoys that. And I think that's what your community does. It brings different styles of people together, which I think is awesome.
And like Todd said, you can go as hard as you want, because, you know, like burpees and stuff like this, you can go back, you can go fast as you want, do as many as you can, whatever it is. Or you can just cruise, and you can sit out, have a juice halfway through, or have a massage, you know, with...
Yeah, true. Yeah, I didn't actually do that. I should have taken advantage.
Yeah. You know, like, it's up to you.
Yeah.
You know, you come with what you want to do. You know, you come with what you have.
Yeah, true.
You know, you do what you want to do. You know, it's up to you. And then we have good music and all these type of things. So
what I want to go over is, you guys don't need to say specifics.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask this, is with running these events and people, same thing, that want to do business, want to do boot camps, want something. what's the profit like? You know, like I said, you don't say specifics because I can imagine at the beginning, as I know, there's not much. But like now,
You're losing money.
yeah. But now are you starting to see that momentum actually come worth it?
Yeah. It starts building, but again, you got to be prepared. It's like we say with this podcast, you know, don't expect to get short-term gratification.
No, of course.
You know, it's long-term. That's where you got to come in expecting to spend money. And that's most of what business is. You got to invest your time, invest your resources, everything else initially to then get back later. But so many people want that quick buck. They want to just get that instant gratification. Oh, I'm not going to make this amount of money on the first one, or, oh, I'm not going to get these sponsors don't want to pay me anything initially. It's like, well, yeah, fine. But you got to look at the intangibles and the indirect things as well, because things build with momentum.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? So later down the line, things will come.
Yeah, true. So you're telling me I'm not going to get 1,000 subs from just this one podcast?
No, you may. You're on TikTok. We're not. You know, it's a big.
Oh, they don't care about me anymore. The views on TikTok are bad compared to, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, kind of going into the podcast side of things. I mean, like for us, our goal was literally just to hit 50.
Yeah.
And then now our goal is to hit 100. And now it'll be like it. And the thing is, we really enjoy just doing it. Yeah. We're not getting paid. We get nothing out of it, you know. But we actually just like sitting and just talking and meeting other people.
Yeah.
And you know that fits in with RWC. We just like meeting loads of people because, especially from my point of view, you know, when I first came to Saudi, I came and was in a very exclusive community of the top 0.1% or 0.01%, whatever it was. You know, that was great. But you're only impacting maybe 400 people. You know, 400 or 500 people, and it's like now you're just meeting so many different people, thousands of people. And interacting with us through social media, in person at the events, through the podcast. And it's just like, it's for me, it's great. I love meeting you people, hearing the stories, hearing the impacts that one girl who came up to you or me and was just like, look, I was terrified of coming and I just wanted to start. I've gained weight the last couple of years and I came and I'm so glad I did. And just hearing the impact with certain people is a key thing as well.
No, yeah. And like, you're going to get that on every camp. Like, let's say she says to someone, this happened, and then she's going to tell someone else for their first time, and it's going to feel good, you know?
But initially, expect to get nothing.
Yeah,
if
sure.
No feedback. You know, like you listen to, I know, Hormozy and all these guys being lonely and like, initially there's no feedback. Like, is the podcast, you get nothing effort. Yeah. You may get some because you got a problem. When we started, we had silence.
How many views did you get first episode?
Oh, probably 0.
Well, 2. Surely you both watched, but you still 2.
Well, Todd didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I didn't listen to it, but
I was already there.
I think actually overall it got I think it got like 60 views or something.
Okay.
It's like all right.
Yeah.
But that was like over time. It wasn't like of the first week, you're like 3 views, you know, like yes. And then like whatever. Yeah, it is what it is.
And I think this is what I've realized as well. This is when I started TikTok, I was chasing the views.
Yeah.
And I was talking about Saudi, went viral, and then I was chasing the views, creating content just for the views, and then I started to hate it. And I was like, I'm literally just chasing a video idea that can go viral, and I'm not doing stuff that I like.
Yeah.
And I stopped. Don't get me wrong, like, and I'd say to anyone, like, if you want to hit like 100K instantly, it's great, do it, it looks good.
Yeah.
But then you're like, it's not, it's
you.
yeah, and that felt fake. So now my TikTok views are more down, but then you're like, the way I see it is, these are people that actually care and give a shit. They come back week for week. They watch your videos, they're getting value. And when I started posting stuff that was valuable, you actually get more clients, which is great. You actually help people, and then people talk about it and they're like, oh, this helped me in whatever way. You're like, that's why I do it, not for whatever views. Like, I did a video which was just a stupid comedy idea, and it hit 2 million views on TikTok. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You feel good for a few seconds, and then you're like, well, no one really got anything from that.
Yeah.
I just look like the funny guy now, and I don't want to do, that's not, I have jokes, but that's not all, there's more depth. But that's what I think, the humble beginnings of actually starting something you like and then growing is the way to be.
And that's like whether it's the business or whether it's the podcast, we start with nothing.
Yeah.
We're building from scratch, and but you got to just start, and that's the thing, and not be, the whole big thing about not being scared to fail and being a perfectionist and all this type of thing. Just start, and this is why credit to you, Stumpy, like just starting with what you've got and then build from it.
Most people don't have like I have 2 cameras.
That's it, because you've been on social media a while, so you got some bits, man. You got way more stuff than we had initially. Yeah.
Your mics are way better, but I was like, I'm just going to use what I have. But I still think, like you said, just starting. I'm not
Learn.
Yeah, true.
Learn from doing.
I mean, when we spoke about it initially, we were like, we know the first 30, 40 episodes are going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Or they're not going to be good, but we're going to get better slowly. If we get a few percent better or 1% better each time, it's probably not even that. It's less. Yeah. By the time you get to 100 episodes, like, you will be better than your first one.
Yeah, true.
And it will look better than the first one.
Yeah.
If you haven't done anything since then, something's wrong.
Yeah, true.
So just by talking and,
You see that others now we have videographers, we got
So good.
clips, it all looks.
It's much better. And I think as well, people don't realize is, like, I know how I'm starting is a bit different, but I've been doing social media for 3-4 years. I was working on the radio for 2.5 years. You're like, I've been literally speaking to a camera forever. So
you have the skills. Yeah. You have the
I'll stop it. You know, it's not flying now.
raw material.
My mum will probably tell I've been talking crap my whole life. So, you know, it does take time. Yeah. Well, so like talking about a few things of not talking crap, but talking good stuff, some more fun questions.
Yep.
Did you send it to Adam, the little questions I gave you, Todd?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wrote down mine and I want to see how we align, right? So
Didn't write them down.
you didn't write them down?
Didn't write
I remember the number 5.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to say the question and then we're going to go in order of number 5, then number 4.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
And then see if we agree. I don't know, I guess that's a good thing. So the 5 most important exercises in Saudi that you think people should do, like is the most, in Saudi, we'll say it's Saudi for our Saudi audience, yeah. My number 5 is actually push-ups.
Just 5 being the least important.
Yeah, 5, obviously I had to pick 5, but 5 like push-ups. I thought this had to be in there.
Yeah.
Someone, you could do it anywhere and most people don't even move. So I was like, I put that as my number 5.
Basically just getting on the ground, doing stuff on the ground. So whether it's push-ups, sit-ups, getting on the ground for multiple reasons, like whether it's yoga, whether it's calisthenics thing, doing some sort of groundwork, because it's free and accessible wherever you are. If you're in a hotel, you're traveling, you can always get on the floor.
Yeah.
In your hotel room, that one, or you're on holiday, or you're here, you're busy, you can always just get on the ground and do something. And do a plank, you do side planks, you do, whatever. It's one exercise.
So one exercise, you just gave us a boot camp workout, but
How you do with your push-ups? Well,
So basically, ground choice. Yeah. Same. What's the...
the push-ups.
I don't know. I didn't really... when you said order, so I didn't think so. Yes, scale. So so I would say it would be a bodyweight squat. A simple bodyweight squat. Yeah, I'll put that in number 5.
4 for me is long. When I say long, like anything over like 5 minutes is running. People don't run,
not much.
walk, move. I knew you guys wouldn't have this, so that's why I said it. Running, I think, is so good for people's long-term health and people don't have good cardio and it's so easy to do. So that's why I put it on number 4.
I had it as part of my answer. I put gait, it's walking.
Oh, okay.
Just move, like walking, jogging, running, sprinting, just move.
Can you explain gait for anyone that doesn't?
Putting one foot in front of the other, but
Okay, there we go.
so that pattern of movement is an essential pattern, but it's a vital pattern. You gotta walk, gotta run.
By the way, if you're trying to look at this, you won't be able to read it.
No, I don't know. I'm just looking at your page. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to comment on this. I would say, you said, what did you say about running? You said,
Basically long and
good people's health, good for,
Yeah.
I think like people underestimate how hard it is. I think when you said it was easy, you mean as in it's accessible.
yes.
Well, it's accessible. Yeah, I agree with that. But in terms of how easy it is, I think it's actually pretty hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't walk a lot,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to go straight into running.
Yeah.
So I agree on the point of, running is a good form of exercise, but it takes a bit of time to actually be able to run. Yeah. Yes.
That's why I put it at number 4. I've got something else there, but that's why I put it at 4.
I think because before people run, start walking obviously, but whilst you're walking, get stronger.
Yeah.
Get your joints more stable and mobile. Work on all these other things, because then you'll get a lot better at running and lose the weight as well. So then when you start running, you actually enjoy running.
I'm guessing, what's yours for number 4?
So push-ups.
Okay. So for number 3, I couldn't put the exact movement, but it's similar. Basically pull-ups or some sort of body weight row.
Yeah, inverted row.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rows.
And I say pull-ups because I saw a stat, like less than 1% of people can do a pull-up in Saudi.
Yeah.
Even men.
The stat I always laugh at is what percentage of women can do pull-ups? What percentage? 0%. It's if you round it down. Population, it's 0%. It's just a clue. It's a crazy.
And even actually, when I'm saying that, if you're going around down in Saudi, it's the same. It's 0.
Like obviously not 0% of women can do pull-ups, but if you take up the population, you take that percentage, it's less than 0.0%. It's not. It's so few, particularly for women, and men a little more, but still extremely low.
And I think this is why I put like as well like body weight stuff there, because when you get older, lifting yourself up, getting yourself out of bed when you're 70s, that's grip strength is so needed. So that's why I put it at number 3, rows/pull-ups, because I was like, people need to be able to pull their own body weight somehow. And even obviously I wanted to put no equipment at the beginning to go with it, you know?
I'm just starting with hanging.
Yeah.
I put hanging. Anything that's grip strength, hanging up to pull-ups, basically.
Yeah.
It's whole spectrum of that to me. It's so important, and not only just for your grip, but also just your shoulder rotator cuffs. Yeah, that's why we have rotator cuffs. It's because for hanging, because only
Stop your shoulder falling out.
yes, it's for the apes, you know, like chimpanzees and all that. They have rotator cuffs because they're hanging.
Yeah, true.
That's why we have them. You know, the best rotator cuffs, best armpits,
Climbers.
rock climbers.
Really?
You look at a rock climber's armpits, it's like it's.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't really built
I
the
check out armpits.
You check our Google search history, it's horrible.
But, you know, most men are looking at people's, you know, bones and everything else. I'm looking at armpits. That's why it's male climbers' armpits.
I have not done that ever, but you know,
Well, now, bro.
I'm gonna look now. Like, I'm gonna get home. Google search armpits of a.
Monster's gonna walk in.
But the development of rock climbers' armpits, second to none.
I promise you, it's not what you think.
No, just when you have a bath. In a bath.
Islands.
Be private place.
Okay, so number 2 on my list, I've got squats. Number 2, I think it's probably one of the most important things you should do. Literally, I think the older you get, like it's so important.
Yep.
You put one thing above it for other reasons, but I think everyone should be squatting body weight, with weights, the best you can. If you can't do it, to a box.
All stances.
Yeah, all stances split.
Wide, narrow, and turn. 1,000 different squats. Yeah. It's good. It's like always the first thing I do with people.
Yeah, 100%.
You do like, just show me a squat.
Yeah.
And you can tell like how it's gonna go. If they can, you know, just trust the brass, they can do a few squats. Okay. If they lean forward, they fall backwards. You can instantly see a lot of stuff. So
Most coaches, whether, I don't know, in Saudi, everywhere else, I generally think that's one of the first things you look at.
Yep.
You look at maybe some hinge work, maybe some other stuff, but one of the first things is definitely a squat because everyone knows how important it is, you know? Number 1 is kind of a bit more generic. I actually put just cardio machines because running is key. So I put bike, rows, ski.
running is king.
Yeah, but that's why I put running a bit lower because I think cardio is so important, but like you said,
I think it's not important at all. Strength is the mother. I'm allergic. So yeah, I think we go strength.
yeah, I've got 3 strength exercises to cardio. I'm trying to be honest.
The stronger you get, the easier cardio becomes.
It's not even cardio.
I mean, all the ergs become easier. Look at like what's his name, Brian Shaw, the world's strongest men. Whenever they beaten the world record on the road just because they're so strong.
Yeah, true.
And what else did he do? They did.
They ski. They just they go on an assault bike. It's like going to take off.
So that's one thing I thought was important. I didn't put it in, but I think I would put that as top is like sprint training. I think just because like the ability of explosiveness that's needed and how to grow it, I think is so key. But then if you have strength training, you're going to get better at that as well.
It's an expression, isn't it? It's power. So you got to have power as force and acceleration. So you got to have, but most people lack the force. It can't produce the force. But yeah, you see a lot of guys that they can move quickly, they're fast, lean and everything else, but they actually can't produce force. So working on their force, your sprint guys will go through.
So what would you say is like the number 1 exercise that people should do then?
Well, yeah, I'd say it's got to be. I would say deadlift. I'd always love deadlift. You know, deadlift. I've seen it with lots of guys. It's starting there. It's not forever. You know, for peak performance, but starting with some sort of like a squat. So it's a hand like different things from the floor. Bigger things are generally good. It's just acceleration wise. When I used to train a lot of athletes, I used to see guys just get their deadlift strength up massively. You see their acceleration times improve big time. But think about like, if we're not training athletes as much. Here. Yeah, exactly. Think how many people hurt their back thinking this, or you see like posterior chain doesn't exist.
hurt their back picking things up off the floor. Like they can just learn to do that pattern. They can build it up to body weight. Amazing.
Yeah.
Like you can do that. It's not a crazy stand. You can have strength. Like sports, if you can pick your body weight up off the floor, you're pretty good. Like you're covered.
Yeah. And then picking things up and then carry. Carry sort of carries. Goes into gate that. Which I mean the carries is huge because it's not only you pick like I'm thinking like when you train like elderly people, just being able to pick up the shopping bags and carry them in from home.
Yeah.
Be able to pick up their grandchildren. Being able to pick up things and carry them.
Yeah.
Bring a lady who has a really nice garden.
Yeah.
She's always picking up plant pots.
Yeah.
And things like this.
So this is the thing, like I think when now you said that, I want to change because when because you gave that example and it reminded me of my great grandparents. They had their own allotment. So they lived until 96 and 97. And because they went outside in the garden, picking things up, putting it down, squatting down, kneeling down, moving, and you think that's exercise, right? If you do that for an hour, 2 hours a day, they're exercising every day.
It's tough. They probably did 50 squats.
Exactly.
Or something.
And they love
Deep knee bend.
Yeah. And like they were fit. My granddad was driving until 91. Like
Granddad sits at right angles like this on a chair.
Yeah.
And then has like
he has his lattes. Now we can say beer aside, it's like, but no, that's good. But I think, I wanted to know the difference for you guys. And I think you guys much prefer strength training. I definitely think body weight is key and cardio is important here because no one has any cardio capacity whatsoever.
it's important.
But yeah, like don't get me wrong, everyone does a strength and conditioning style training with myself.
How I tend to look at it is like, let's say you have an hour with someone 2-3 times a week. To me, a more efficient way of kind of ticking more boxes is to train them with strength training exercises, but just keep things moving.
Yeah.
So rather than go, right, let's sit on this bike for, do some zone 2. It's like, how about we get you in zone 2 or zone 3?
Yeah.
Continuously for 45
Yeah.
minutes. We're doing
Track
squats and some push-ups and
Working between exercises. And then actually, what I used to do is, and I still do it now with quite a few clients, is I get them walking in between the sets. So they'll do their set of 8 to 10, and then their 2-minute rest period, they're on the treadmill.
That's actually so good. I'd never done that. Like that's actually so good. I've never.
So then you accumulate maybe 30 minutes of walking.
and that's your cardio work.
That's it done. That's your cardio. And they jog like today I ran a car.
My mind is blown. I feel stupid that I've not done it.
What I do is I'll set the treadmill or like a small incline on a pace, and it stays running. Yeah,
Like a steady pace.
like a steady pace, like whatever, 4 kilometers.
Yeah.
You do the bench, you get out, walk,
Yeah.
2 minutes, come back, continue, like basic. Yeah,
I feel like I've
Training.
one, I feel stupid that I've never done it, and 2, I'm like, it makes so much sense, especially with new people, because you can't do a 15-minute really hit circuit with them, right?
They can't even recruit trust the high the fast switch and the high threshold.
Come on, change you, Eric.
Oh, okay. You just keep them moving. So it's very aerobic training for initially while they build up their nervous system.
That's true. Yeah, so good.
So you get 2 in 1 bang for your buck.
No, it's true.
and also it would be ineffective to go right. We're doing 5 reps, and you're going to rest for 4.5 minutes. That's also stupid.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that with someone who's only trained for 4 weeks.
Yeah, true.
It's not worth it.
Like I normally, let's say, I always try and superset a lot. 30 seconds rest between something, and then 60 seconds. There's not a lot of rest, but
It still works.
Yeah, it still works, but I think your idea is better.
They don't deserve rest. Yeah.
You don't deserve.
They've been resting the whole time before they come and see you. Yeah, true. They're seeing you. Now it's time to work. And they afterwards, they're going to sit down for the rest of the other 23 hours and lay in bed for 8 hours. That's 23 hours. They're just doing nothing. Yeah. So when they're with me or they're with you or whatever, they're going to work. They're going to train after.
I'm so sorry for all my clients now. I'm sorry for your clients.
This is why, I used to run teams of trainers and everything else. The C trainers, they sit and they might do maybe 2 exercises or 3 exercises for a whole hour, and they're having 5-minute rest periods in between, and they're talking, they're chatting, like, they're paying you for an hour, work for an hour. Come on, the rest of the 23 hours of the day, they're not doing much.
Yeah, true.
And especially here in Saudi, it's not easy to walk here. It's not easy to go out and do a lot of stuff. They may be doing 2,000 to 4,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
So let's get them moving.
Yeah.
And then they make it as much as bang for your buck at a time. Let's, you know, whether you walk or you jog or you run in between, it's up to you how fit you are, what you want to do. But we're going to get you moving, or even though it's on the assault bike, just moving. Just get the body going for an hour. Just go up for an hour. And then, you know, even when it comes to injuries or there's a dysfunction, you know, with someone's movement patterns or whatever, let's work it for an hour.
Yeah, true.
Because instead of just doing one exercise that's going to fix maybe my knee or going to fix my lack of ankle dorsiflexion and be able to bend my, you know, let's work on it through every single exercise we're doing, and it's going to fix it quicker.
Yeah.
Let's saturate.
Yeah, true. Do you know what I like? I like the idea. Do you know what? I'm changing that program, written, changing. I love it. I love it. Bullshit fitness trends. So
I'm ready for this.
okay, I knew you guys been ready for this.
We talk about it. So this is like already my forte.
So I want to be clear, like, we do not have another hour, but, like, you know,
Be good.
I'm trying to say top 5, but I'll let you guys go.
It's a rank.
Yeah, it's true. But my top 2, I'm keeping as top 2, and everything else I don't care.
Okay. Stand with your 5th one.
5th one, this one is probably a bit weird, right? It's not a trend.
Right.
How little clothing, how we've normalized how little clothing women wear in the gym. I know it sounds weird. Like, if you look at, okay, this is me being old, right? This is not what you were thinking, right? But 20 years ago, if you saw a woman going to a gym in booty shorts and a crop top, I'm thinking CrossFit, you'd think what is she doing? Why is she walking around naked? And we've normalized it.
Yeah, but it's obviously, you see all the memes, isn't it? They're the ones that are, if you like, you get stared at, and they're like, why are you staring at us?
Oh, do not go into a gym with no clothes and not expect that.
Yeah, it's crazy. That is crazy. I never even thought about that. Yeah, it's true. Is it?
Like, don't get me wrong, okay, look, I think leggings or whatever, okay, but booty shorts and a crop top.
Really, like, triple booty.
And then they're doing back squats, and they're like, how dare you not to me? Like,
Wide stance, good mornings.
this is explicit content 20 years ago. Like,
And then they're saying, like, why are you looking at me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I'm like, it's like this is a trend that no one thinks this is normal now.
That's a fucked up trend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked.
And it's like,
And have you seen those leggings that have like the little, like a little star? Like, I don't know what it's called. It's like a scrunched up.
no.
The
The crotch?
no,
No. I don't know.
on the basically
On the inside?
so on the so you know on this ep, so you know on the anatomy you have glutes either side.
Okay, these are the legs. Go on.
Medical that. Cool. Go medical. It's better that way. Yeah, it's better. So on the arse crack, that it's like scrunched up. Yeah.
Why?
That to me looks like I mean,
Say what you want, but this is.
but it's strange.
Yeah, true.
I've never like what the fuck is that?
Yeah, true.
You know,
Yeah.
like a butterfly or something. I don't get it.
Yeah. But that was my number 5. I don't get it. What have you guys got? I probably even makes you think different now, but I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of it. I was like, you just explained this. All I could think of is scrunched up. You know, it's crazy, it's wild. I would have to say diet culture.
Okay, yeah, so there.
Diet culture just drives me insane. Now, all the big thing is the sugar diet. Everyone's talking about the sugar diet.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the new thing.
Honestly, I'm done with.
What's the sugar diet?
It's all about eating as much sugar as you can.
How's that diet?
Minimal fats.
Mark Bell?
Yeah.
I say it's literally nutrition, just nutrition.
Whether it's carnivore,
I'm done.
good.
I'm finished with it.
Nah.
It's just
have a lifestyle.
cult-like.
Yeah.
As soon as I actually lost respect for Mike Bell when he said, years ago, I was like, this is too much. Man.
Yeah, true.
Like, you're going from keto 1 month and then literally the next day is into sugar diet.
Yeah.
And he's like, no fat. Now I'm losing all this weight and this. And I was like, I just find it so boring.
Yeah, true.
So boring.
I actually had diets as my number 3.
Yeah.
It's up there.
Too much. And I feel sorry for like just general bot who have to listen and who listen to it, watch it, see.
They think it's legit, and they're like, "Oh, it sounds good."
So confusing.
Yeah, because basically probably less, but the cycle used to be a bit longer. I think it's getting even shorter.
Yeah.
Of like how many new diets are coming out and what's happening. Like, imagine you're not really that into it, but you're like, I'm going to try and sort myself out, and you're trying to find people, and you've got so many different opinions, because they are literally opinion. Like, they're not really like super. You get some guys like Lane Norton, for example, is like very science-based and this kind of thing. But even then, it's like, you know, do you listen to him? Do you listen to Liver King? Like, the people don't know what's to choose. So
Because I put /Carnival next, I'm like, I think anything that's pure extreme
Yeah.
is not a lifestyle and isn't something you can keep, right?
He's doing carnivore.
Sugar diet is taking off because what's in the name? Sugar. So everyone's like, right, I need as much carbohydrates as I want.
It's gonna be great.
And they just take it, you know, they don't look at the details of it. And they're just like, I can eat as much sugar as I want now. They're pouring sugar on stuff.
If anything, I don't understand it. I want to check it out and talk about it because this is so bad. It's like, if anything, you should do the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, that is literally the opposite of what you should do.
So yeah, diets. I know it's
Yeah. So yeah, I had number 3, and I'm giving it away. My number 4 trend is what I like to call, it's a new word for strength conditioning. Hybrid athletes. Oh man, like, you're not a hybrid athlete. You do strength conditioning. You just do strength conditioning.
Can you give your brutally honest, like, what a hybrid athlete actually?
Hybrid athlete, someone that is neither good anything at running.
Yeah.
So firstly in sport, they weren't good at sport.
Yeah. So they started out as a young boy and they failed at their sport, which is fine. Most do.
Yeah.
Most do. So fine.
Yeah.
Then they went into probably bodybuilding or something. They kind of stopped that. Then they went into CrossFit, weren't very good at that. Then they went into triathlons, another thing. You're not good at running, swimming, or cycling. And you just do lots of different things and you're kind of average at all of them.
Yeah.
I don't think that's just,
And do you know what's out?
I'll just be average at one thing.
Yeah. Like, of doing CrossFit years, you saw a lot of people doing CrossFit go into hybrid training, but then started doing high rocks very early, looked good. And then as soon as all these good runners came into high rocks, oh, they're gone.
Yeah, what's your thoughts? Because you're a CrossFit guy. What's your thoughts on high rocks?
So I like high rocks in terms of it gets people into doing these movements. That's what I like about it. It gets people to train for something.
And they're pretty accessible movements.
Yeah, this is what I like about it.
Accessible version of CrossFit,
Yeah.
actually.
And I like that.
That's a what?
What I don't like is them calling themselves anything that's like proving some sort of fitness. If you're good at running, you're good at high rocks. Like, you can be good at all these other things very easily if you're decently strong, right? Like, if you're good at running, you're good at high rocks. Like, someone that I would say some
Is.
yeah, AK.
I mean,
So like that's a lot. I'm an okay runner. I'm not great. I'm okay. I'm stronger than most people that do high rocks, but they would destroy me because they're so good at running.
Yeah.
And I think it's good that it's got so many people into fitness.
Yep.
But I think a lot of CrossFit athletes are now going to it because CrossFit is
They're more
downhill.
injuries.
mark my words. This is peaking. It's going to disappear.
Because it's gone up 1,000% last year.
It will do, but like, look, it will get boring. It will become, you know what? Running is actually, I mean, I'm just not really.
I like it. I can't lie.
Fun. Yeah, I like it. But like, you like running.
Yeah.
And how often do you want to go and do a high rocks event and do burpee ball jumps and other stuff? Like, how many are you going to do a day? And you will every day for maybe a year, maybe 2 years. And eventually you're going to go, I want to try something else.
It's the same thing over and over again.
And do you know what I found? They are, one thing you got to give them, their marketing is incredible.
Marketing, I mean, with the venues they have, so incredible.
What I would say a limitation of high rocks is the viewership. I don't think it's
Fun to watch. I don't think it's CrossFit. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
like the way CrossFit actually nailed like the lift offs and the snatch ladders.
So good to watch.
That's really cool. If you go to the gym, you can really appreciate that. It's way better than what like Olympic weightlifting does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still exciting, I think. But CrossFit did it better. Show the ladders and all these things. But with high rocks, like, you don't really know what the hell is going on. It's just loads of people running around. Loads of people running around in a circle. I don't know.
It's basically like an adult kid's birthday party. You know? For 50 people.
I don't know. I don't like hate it. I think, and you can do what you want, but if
Yeah.
I think it's going to peak and trough a lot quicker than CrossFit.
I've tried it.
Well,
Shorter cycle.
I think CrossFit is going to stay where it's at for a while and all these little implements. Yeah. But because of everything that's happened, I think it will stay there for a very long time and it will come back when someone buys it again. But I think there's a difference between a race and something trying to be a sport or an event. Like, it's a race and it's really good.
Fun run.
Yeah, it is. It's a fight. It's like a 5K fun run. Like,
It's fun run.
it's basically, it's park run. Park run is park run on steroids. It's,
Popular. Like, park runs all over the country. Haircut. People love it. He's fine. But like, why do people go so extreme? It's like midlife crisis. Like, right, I gotta get a headband and a fucking Garmin, and it's like, calm.
I'm glad they popularized that.
It's not like I'm wearing a Garmin. Like,
I'm talking to you, mate. I'm like,
Hey, look, these are really good, by the way.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me over 10 minutes now about how it's called.
No, do you know what? Like, so for me, when people talk about, say, Whoop, my Garmin does most of the things, so I won't get a Whoop.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and also, I like it
Because if you train, like,
Yeah.
seriously, you do your thing, it's fine. But, like, people get obsessed.
yeah.
It'll come. Pyrox.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad it's popular as sleds because I think sled work is.
Oh yeah, really good, really good. Guys.
that could have been on top 5. Yeah. So, yeah.
I didn't put it on because it's not accessible.
Don't have.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not accessible. But once again, what Hyrox is we doing a 6. Hyrox will, for sure, create more gyms with sleds.
Oh yeah.
Do that. It's just good.
It's a great thing.
Great for rehab, great for intro because if you there's no load on you, you could just push it. So if you want to strike, you can stop.
Sorry.
If you want to stop, you can stop, pull it and push it, drag everything.
Yeah, true. Number 2 on my list, and this is probably you guys, Ozempic. Oh man,
Yeah.
look, there's not enough research done on it.
Yep.
I don't like quick fixes that doesn't change habits. I hate it. I hate that. I don't know. What do you guys think about Ozempic?
My view on it is purely for really obese people who actually can't take that first step and move.
Yeah.
Actually, literally take that first step.
Yeah.
Who have pain and they've got themselves down this alley so far that they can't even take this. It hurts to walk. It hurts to do anything. And that's what the drug was created for. Is to get people out of that, cut 20, 30 kilos off so they can actually start moving.
Yeah, true.
So, but yeah, for everything else, the person who wants to lose 4 kilos or drop a couple of pounds for the summer,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. First off, it's using French. Like you have
Don't worry, you can swear here. It's like
it's really dumb and it causes so many more long-term problems.
and I think that's the hardest thing right now is that we don't know like long-term issues, right?
Yeah.
But what I've noticed, people take it, they gain a bit back, they go on it again, and it's in the cycle. They're not changing. They're not going to the gym. Yeah, exactly. So they're not changing their head.
Perfect.
And they get addicted to it.
Yeah, true.
It's honestly like, you look, I'm on the same page as you, but like,
Sorry about you saying, yeah, I want them pick too.
yeah, I want to think. This is why he looks so, did a slender body, yes. No, same page. If you're at the point where you're not on death's door, if you're on death's door or you're so unhealthy, you need to drop weight, it's like critical. Yeah, use it for sure.
Yeah.
But like you said, long-term effects, even with the studies they have done, bone density, loss of muscle mass, like these are not good. It's a long-term issue. Seeing them already. So it's like, okay, you want to use that for what you think is going to be, 8 weeks to get ready for summer. But then like, then you're 8 weeks, you go, I could do it a bit more. And then you stop and you come back on. So
And I think that's what a lot of people need to realize is that with Ozempic and anything, diets or whatever, like if you're going to the gym just for a look, you're never going to be satisfied with that look anyway. Because you'll get there and it's the same with money, right? Yeah. You have a money target, you get there, but then you want more. Same with your body. You go to the gym. Exactly. Yeah. You go to the gym to look a certain way, you get there, you want more. But it's realizing doing it for other things, I think people need to realize that before they start Ozempic or anything.
And again, it's short-term, short-term thinking, short-term cancer. This is where the world is gravitating more towards that, especially with the younger generation, millennial and Gen Z, is because of the nature of the environment they're in. It's all short-term. They're not thinking long-term. It's harder to think long-term. It's harder just to think because there's so many distractions and notifications, things going on in the world that you're being distracted by all the time. So it's always trying to step back and think about long-term effects because, from Ozempic and Manjaro, and all this type of stuff is actually 2/3 of the weight you're losing is muscle mass. It's just lean mass. I think low density can be, and a third is fat. Whereas naturally, it's the other way around.
Yeah, of course.
Naturally, 2/3 is fat, and then you'll lose some lean mass.
And I don't think there's data on this, but what I imagine that's from is that you have a bad diet, okay? You just eat less of that bad diet.
Yes.
So your protein, let's say, is like 30 grams a day. So you're just stripping muscle. Whereas like when you're resistance training, for example, and you're doing, and you change your diet, everyone's telling you eat protein, and you can eat the calories too. Whereas this is like no exercise and you just sort of
and they still malnourished, but it's very malnourished. Yeah, and being malnourished is super skinny or being super fat and malnourished as well.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think that's why I had it up there. I put this last one up there, number 1, just because it is a trend.
Hogan says
Face in an ice bowl
I was wrong.
Yeah. Like this social media thing of
Yeah. Morning routines.
morning routines of ice in a bowl, put in your face. Like we have sinks, number one, and two, we have showers. Like do that instead of seeing what you see on social media of like, oh, put my face in an ice bowl and it's gonna wake me up, and then spend 2 hours getting ready. Like
Sitting around.
yeah, like even productive.
You have to put your face in an ice bowl at 4 o'clock in the morning because you woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, fucking to wake up. Yeah, I just sleep longer. It's like another 3 hours and you'll feel way better. On my list was like just all these recovery strategies and
I knew you guys were gonna say you spoke about it a lot the other day.
in general, man. All this stuff. Recovery is like, it's what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Like everyone is obsessed with recovery.
But don't train enough for it.
Really?
yeah, they're trying hard enough to deserve.
Look, most people train 3 times a week. Like as in people that train train 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Your recovery are those days off in between. And your best recovery is just to sleep.
Yeah.
Eat your food, sleep, spend time with your partner. You probably don't have one because you just want to go in the sauna all the time. You understand? Like, just like doing these social activities and just switching off. Like this is perfect, you know?
Yeah, it's this whole recovery biohacking world.
Neurotic. You see you like obsessed with yourself.
And I think the problem is like, look, I love an ice bath. I love sauna. I love them. I love them.
It's like,
But I like it. One, the ice bath for the mental side. I like saunas maybe once a week because it is good for recovery. But then it's like all these studies that come out. If you do a sauna 3 times a week, it can do this. And if you ice bath, whatever. And you're like, guys, you actually have to work out to do that. And also, these aren't the benefits. It's like, for example, when people say, should I take supplements? I'm like, how many hours sleep do you have? 3. Well, there's actually a easier solution.
or the way you eat it.
I say to my clients all the time, I say, like, no matter how good your nutrition is, you got a chef, the top chef cooking for you, all the perfect calories, the perfect macros, all organic, all whatever it is, perfect. And you got the perfect training, you got a PT, you're doing the best program, it's all optimized, everything else. If you're sleeping, like you said, 3 hours a night, doesn't matter.
Yeah, trust.
Screwing it all up.
No, I agree. And I think recovery these days has become more important than anything else. I say this to everyone, get 7 to 8 hours sleep. I always prefer 7 to 8 hours sleep. What is the protein? I'm just gonna say 120 grams of protein because starting there's a great start.
1 gram per kilo at least, up to.
Ideally that even people struggle with half that sometimes. So I say,
I've seen people where they are. If they are starting at 50, that's all they've ever eaten. You got to build it up because they don't have the enzymes and the stomach acid to even get to
Even the sleep. Yeah, if they're starting at 3, could have given 4.
I actually had a client when we started working together was like, yeah, I get 4 hours sleep. What'd you do in the evening? Break it down. And when I was like, we're going to go this week for 4.5 for the first week. Next week, we went to 5. I couldn't get him past 6, but it took months. It took months to like slowly do that. He said, I feel so much better. I've got more energy. I don't feel like I'm craving as much. I'm like,
No shit.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's 2 approaches. You can either do the incremental way, or you just go to fucking dive in the deep end and say, stop being an asshole, stop watching stuff at night, and get to fucking bed. Stop being a dick. Like they're just watching porn or whatever. They're sitting there just doing fucking playing game. They're gaming all night. What the fuck are you doing?
All it is like,
Just get to fucking bed. Like watch something for an hour, half an hour, then go to bed.
yeah, some people you just grow, like think, you're fucked. Just grow up.
You know the other thing,
See responsibility.
that's the word I was going to say. Yeah,
Responsibility.
they have nothing to wake up for. And people like, when you have something to wake up for, you get up and you go to bed because you're tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's work, you're running a business, or you have a job, or you got kids. Like, my kids, when you have kids, they don't care what day of the week it is. They don't care it's Friday.
But then also,
At 5 a.m., 6 a.m.,
but also like,
they're up.
I'm not saying it's different, but like, look, in the Middle East, everyone has nannies, everyone has drivers. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit less responsibility on the parents, right? And I think as a result, people can learn. I'm not saying this is good or bad, guys, if you are listening or watching, but I'm saying as a result, your kid's not waking you up at 5, 6 in the morning,
Yeah.
So you don't need to do that. So that could be just that example. And I think as well, when you say responsibility and be responsible, we live in a world where, like you said, you can go on social media, dopamine,
Crazy.
you can get food delivered to you within 30 minutes, you can get anything you want. And let's be honest, in Saudi Arabia, if you're an expat coming here, you're getting paid more than you do at home. You spend more money on all these things because you can, and then you lose what you're really trying to do anyway. Because it was instant gratification, enjoyment in life. It's like, who was it? It was a comedian that said this. It's like, the way we live now, we are living better than most kings and queens 100 years ago.
Of course. Yeah.
Kings and queens, we're living better than them. Like, imagine them. Like, we're average people, you know?
I always like, because sometimes, you know, it's actually on trends, you have this ancestral, like everyone's trying to be ancestral. It's like, if you were being ancestral, you'd be dying in a ditch with rotting teeth, like, or you've got bubonic plague and there's no whatever. Like, you get a cut, you get an infection, you get a cut, all right, your arm is just like got gangrene on. Yeah, it's like terrible, right? Like, we have a lot of amazing things with us now. Even just take even 20 years ago, you couldn't just pull out this glowing screen on your phone and type in anything and it will tell you the answer. You couldn't do that. You know, like the iPhone, not even now, like a couple of years ago, was more powerful than the most powerful computer in the world back in the 1980s, like 60s, and it was the size of like a football pitch or something like this. But now it's just it took us to the moon. Yeah, way less powerful than what, like, all right.
And what's crazy is, like, now we can use ChatGPT to just help with anything. And I use it all day, every day. And this is also, I think, a great tip for anyone who wants to create content. Sometimes my brain is just not there. So I think of like a rough generic scenario. Let's say you want to talk about, you know, crappy trends that we're talking about. Give me 10 video ideas on how to make it. And it will give everything to you. And then if you don't like it, start some more, you know? And I think it's so accessible, it's crazy.
I want to bring up another trend.
Go on, do it.
I haven't even brought one up though.
Sorry, go on, I know you have.
But nothing, I said nothing. Shit. Anyway, number one, all time for me, is Pilates. Number one.
I was waiting for you guys to say it.
I literally.
What about reformer Pilates?
Yeah, I don't even. It's also been through the other day. Yeah, the chair. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
It's like.
Was that aimed at the wife?
No, it was aimed at all the Pilates people. I'm sorry. Right. Let's just actually look at it for what it is. Okay, let's be serious. It's an expensive amount. Make sure we hear this. Listen closely. Right. Let's talk about reformer. Super expensive piece of equipment. Inaccessible. Classes, PT, expensive. It's rehab training. It's rehab. Everyone's training like they're injured, but they're not. Okay? You need to progress past that.
Yeah.
I think there is certainly some benefit for rehab. You can do all that stuff in the gym if you want as well.
Yeah.
But if you want to do reformer for that, I would say why not? It's a good thing to do. The only other reason you could do it is if you'd like it.
Yeah.
In terms of getting results, in terms of building a body and getting fit and doing stuff, it's just nowhere near as effective as so many other things you can do. I just can't see. I don't really understand why it's so popular. I think because it's kind of easy and looks like.
It looks cool.
It kind of looks like RWC events, but so basically it's easy and looks cool. But I just
Are you saying RWC is just as hard as Pilates?
It's much harder. Yeah, it's way harder, and that's with no equipment. You understand?
No, it's true.
Like, literally, like if you're trying to get in shape, like that is not the thing to do. There are and you can 4 hours of Pilates. If you did 20 minutes 3 times a week of resistance training, you would get in better shape.
Yeah.
Like I would bet all my money on that for sure.
Bet my life.
I bet my life.
Yeah. It's true. I agree, and I think it has its purpose in terms of enjoyment. I agree that, like, do something you enjoy is number one. But if you're doing it to look or be a certain way, there's so many other better ways.
Yeah.
Some more better.
So I know. Just
My partner's gonna hate you, but anyway.
no Pilates do way. So whatever.
Oh,
Just leave alone. But yeah, there's only one woman. There's only one. There's only one wife for this.
take a man. Sorry, ladies. After this.
Sorry. But that's it. Like, I've thought about this a lot. I like research. I like to think about things. I've researched it a lot. I've gone into it. I know Joseph Pilates in the 1920s, it's built up, whatever. Like, it was built for dancers, and he was a bodybuilder, and great, and, you know, all this stuff. The only really good reason, because even the rehab example I gave, like, I still think there are better options in the gym.
Yeah.
Like the rehab work you do, you don't pull out a reformer. No, right? When I do rehab, I don't need, I need a reformer for this.
Otherwise, I can't do it.
Like, all the stuff that they do, you can do in the gym and probably more effectively.
But it doesn't look.
Doesn't look mad.
And also, it can
look mad.
Yeah, kind of man. But like, you can do this in a class.
Matcha with a set time.
Matcha and Pilates is the worst combos.
They're dreadful.
Yeah.
But then, so then the only reason I can think of is because you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right. And then for some reason, Pilates people want to tell me, and they will tell you, oh, if I got you on a reformer, you would suffer and it'd make it the toughest thing ever. We did it. And it wasn't that hard. Well, okay. And there's like, compared to, 20 rep max back squats, it's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even in the same like stratosphere. Like, it's just nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, why you don't try and sell it to me as that, because that's not what it's good for.
Yeah, true.
It is. Tell me that it's good for my knee or something.
True, yeah.
It's low intensity, it's this.
Yeah, true. Like, I've really shut myself doing a deadlift. Don't tell me a reformer is.
No, you would never do yourself. Well, they just give like a simple test, like put your body weight on your back.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
Pilates girl.
Yeah.
Put your body weight. I've done that on your back. What?
I used to say all the reformer.
Yeah, put the body weight. Put your body weight on your back.
You can't even squat like 40 kilos most.
Right. So
Or even to death.
put your body weight on your back and don't put the bar down until you've done 20 reps.
Yeah.
Like, we would all be fine with that. Okay.
Yeah.
You'd be fine.
Well, I hope so. Yeah.
You'd be fine. But they would not be able to do that.
Carry that box from over there to over here.
Yeah.
And they, like on the 15, 20 kilo box, they probably be strapped.
The TV like the guys just did, it shows in the podcast itself here.
So it's not functional, if you want to call it like that. It's literally rehab training that I don't think is as effective as stuff you can do in the gym.
Online save it. Like, if you have to like pick things up or carry things or lift your own body weight, this doesn't out.
Yeah, true.
And there are so many.
To a life or death.
So the thing is, I can keep going. Sorry. There's so many.
This is a podcast. It is.
Yeah. There it is. Literally, next time this is the comp. But there's so many prerequisites to do performer. Like, if we want to do a workout, we can do it here now. We can get a sweat on with no equipment.
Yeah.
You can work hard. You've got like a few dumbbells in there. We could train hard just with that.
Yeah.
Like, you pump the reps up and it'd be tough. Like, if you want to do a reformer, okay. Like, we need this, 20,000 real piece of.
It's crazy.
Like, it's not cheap, And we need this instructor and stuff like that. It's like, come on.
So I was with which I doubt she'll see this. So I PT 3 kids, and the mum, I message the mum because they're kids, and she has a Pilates coach, things like that. And the kids ask me, Coach, is this any good? It's okay. It's good for you, mum. How am I supposed to tell these kids that it's a waste?
What I will say for it is, if you don't do any exercise and it's the only thing you want to do, definitely do it. Something is always better than something is better than nothing. But that's a pretty low barrier.
Yeah, sure. Just do the ABA thing.
It's better.
What we're gonna do to finish up, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to you guys 10. What we'll do is I'll do 5 of you, Adam.
Yeah.
5 of you, Todd. You're gonna rank these from 1 to 10. 1 being literally complete crap and no one should do them. 10 being this is the best thing ever.
Oh, okay, here we go.
All right. The keto diet.
Keto. Oh, keto. Okay, keto. Keto and keto.
Keto.
3 ways of saying it, Wales. I would say it's probably like 2.
Cardio only training.
2. Is that lower than what? Yes.
Juice cleanses.
I would say I'd probably give it a 6.
A 6?
That's fucking kind.
Yeah.
Between a 4 and a 6, I'm probably, I say 5. Let's say 5.
So we have 4 and a 6. That's a 5. Sauna as recovery.
I would say probably like a 3 for recovery. Detoxification, I'd probably give it, an 8, 9. So, general enjoyment, pretty hard. Yeah, enjoyment, yeah.
Ice baths.
Yeah, it depends. I'd say probably like 5. I don't know.
Intermittent fasting.
3.
Counted calories.
Fucking need to say something.
God. With all of these, I want to say stuff.
Yeah.
It's meant to be a quick fix.
Be as short as possible. There are laws of physics.
Yeah.
In out. Yeah.
Right. That is something. But there are many factors that influence in and out. In terms of counting them, has the time and a place. But for most people, I would give it like a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Resistance training.
10. 10 out of 10 stomach.
High work training.
Honestly, I'm going to give it 0.5.
All right.
Just because it's just annoying you.
Now, this is something that's quite new. Mushrooms as supplements, like lion mane, all that stuff.
Stump it, aren't you? I remember taking.
You know what I mean? As a fats.
I took that like 10 or 15 years ago.
When I say new, I mean like it's new in the.
Yeah, it's for general preparer. Yeah.
I've never tried the supplement kind. So I don't know. I can't.
Adam, could you give it one?
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Psychedelic kind? 10. It's not supplement though. Don't try it.
Thank you very guys for coming on. It's been fun.
Yep.
Once you guys, thank you guys for coming on. It's been great.
Yep.
Some fun topics, hearing about you guys and hearing about everything, and yeah, it's been.
I appreciate the invitation. Going out. Thanks, but I'd like to get you back on the side. You've been so true.
Yeah, of course. And guys, also obviously go sign on to RWC events. Make sure that you do go and check out their podcast. 75 episodes in, 25 left until 100, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. And yeah, if you're obviously watching or listening, make sure you subscribe or whatever platform you're on. Cheers.